I would bring back Pietro. I would love to work with Aaron
Okay.
Taylor Johnson again. And I think
Yeah.
a brother in her life would be very important. Some family.
Oh, I mean, who could we bring back? I mean, is it too soon? I mean, I'd bring back Iron Man, of course.
Iron Man. I feel like that would be everyone's choice.
Yeah.
Well, it's really fun because usually I'm kind of on my own doing these hand gestures, and so it was nice to have battles of magic. To be honest,
Yeah, it's I was one of those many people that were screaming and shouting, and I don't even apologize for that at all. You see the stories of WandaVision and No Way Home, and it's converging, and all roads lead to this movie. I think the spells that were cast. There are cracks in the parallel realities, and now all the trouble will seep through.
Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome to Pinkvilla. It is so nice to see you. What I wanted to ask you first is, in the trailer, Wanda tells Doctor Strange how when he breaks the rules, he's the hero, but when you do it, you're the enemy. Do you think we'll get to see more of this conflict and interest between these two characters, given how people perceive them so drastically different?
I think there is I think the conflict that we're setting up in the trailer is purposeful for the journey of the film, but I also think that they have a lot more in common than the audience may expect. It's just I think at the beginning of the film, her perspective is different than his, but they understand each other.
Also, given the multiverse level epic action sequences that we've been promised, how fun was it to shoot alongside other powerful heroes like Strange and Wong, and now even America Chavez?
Well, it's really fun because usually I'm kind of on my own doing these hand gestures, and so it was nice to have battles of magic. To be honest, it's I always kind of feel like odd man out from punching choreography, which I actually enjoy doing as well. But it was really nice to get very creative visually and from a stunt perspective to create these sequences. I think it's something new for audiences as well.
And the movie is being touted as MCU's first horror film. And in WandaVision, we got to see you deal with, grief, and we got to see how her mental health is affected by the loss that she's faced. So do you think in this movie, we will tap more into her mental health issues, much more than what was in WandaVision?
I'm not sure I would say that. But again, I don't want to say anything that would make people I don't want to get in the way of people's own opinions or reflections on the film, but I do think there's a very clear continuation from WandaVision to where we are, and it sounds like there are moments of jump scares and things like that, but I haven't seen it, so I'm not really sure if you could classify it as a horror film or not. But I think it's a family film regardless. I don't really think it would ever be too scary for younger ones.
And given how the multiverse opens so many avenues or portals, no pun intended, and with the Illuminati and the possible X-Men connection too. But given how Wanda has faced so much loss, if you could bring back any MCU dead character, who would it be and why?
I would bring back Pietro. I would love to work with Aaron Taylor Johnson again. And I think a brother in her life would be very important. Some family.
I agree as well. And one of my favorite Wanda moments was, I think it's a very underrated moment in Avengers Endgame, when she takes on Thanos by herself and you actually see how powerful she can get. So what I wanted to ask you is, how does it feel to bring to light such a character who's driven by her emotions? It's her emotions that drives her.
I do think that her emotions and her vulnerability are her greatest strength, and they're the things that power her strength. And I love that because I feel like there's something very feminine to her that we get to explore. That she's not devoid of or having to close off a part of herself in order to be strong. She's strong because of being connected with who she is and how she feels, even if those feelings create, mistakes or responses that maybe other people don't agree with, but at least she's expressing and exploring that for herself. I love that personally.
Thank you so much for bringing Wanda to life, and we can't wait to see more of her backstory in Doctor Strange. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Benedict. Welcome to Pinkvilla.
Hi,
it is so nice to. I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you as well. I got to see 20 minutes of footage, and it was action right from the get-go because there was no breathing space for you guys or for the audience at all. And, we're used to seeing Wong and Doctor Strange teaming up, but, with the inclusion of Wanda and America Chavez with their extreme powers, how is it to shoot those multiverse-level action sequences?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you definitely, when you watch even those first opening 20 minutes, you certainly hit the ground running, and that's what we do now. We know what we expect. It's kind of it's really high tempo. There's high action sequences, and I think everyone's in for a real treat.
And, with Spider-Man No Way Home, it was such a thrill-seeking experience to see the 3 Spider-Mans, but it was also a very emotional experience. Can we expect the same combo of, thrill-seeking plus emotional from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Because there's also the elements of horror attached.
Yeah, it's I was one of those many people that were screaming and shouting, and I don't even apologize for that at all. You see the stories of WandaVision and No Way Home, and it's converging, and all roads lead to this movie. I think the spells that were cast. There are cracks in the parallel realities, and now all the trouble will seep through.
We can't wait for the trouble to seep through. But, given how the multiverse is finally broken open, and it has opened many avenues, or, you could say portals, no pun intended. Yeah. There are obviously, the Illuminati and probably the X-Men connection. But if you could bring back a dead MCU character back through the whole multiverse magic, who would it be and why?
I mean, who could we bring back? I mean, is it too soon? I mean, I'd bring back Iron Man, of course.
Iron Man. I feel like that would be everyone's choice.
Yeah.
But, it's already been said there, you are like the next Nick Fury, hopping from one MCU movie to another. And, when you've played the character for as long as you have and the number of times, there is a level of stagnancy that can come into the character. But I feel like with Wong, we just learn, more and more new things, especially in Doctor Strange too. What do you think it is about your character that keeps you coming back and, keeps you refreshed?
Thank you. Well, we started off as the no-nonsense midfield general librarian who doesn't suffer fools gladly. So that was a great foundation to start from, and moving away from that old source material of a tea-serving servant. And we've now progressed into the character progression of this, as he moves through Infinity War. We see the type of moves that he can do as a sorcerer, him coming to save all the other heroes with his bringing on the cavalry. We see his singing career, with karaoke. But now finally that he's picked up this the greater responsibility of becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, you can see that kind of, there's a real kind of seriousness now to Wong, that he has to look after his students, this school of learning for sorcery magic, which he's kind of very much torn that he has to pick up the pieces that with the trail of chaos that Strange has left, and possibly change this school into a fortress.
Yeah. Anyways, we can't wait to see more of the WCU takeover of the MCU. Thank you so much, Benedict Wong, and best of luck for the film. Thank you.
Cinematic universe, here we come. Thank you.